Today I'm going to show you how to fix the Access Tools vertical button master. If anybody's ever used this tool, they see that the wire at the end, it quickly starts to curl up and it basically turns into like a little pigtail that you can't use anymore to basically pull up those vertical buttons. So it can become very frustrating, and they actually, on Access Tools, they have a kit to repair it, but it's essentially the same type of wire that gets curled up again and it doesn't work. So I'm going to show you how to fix this so it will be fixed basically permanently, so it won't curl up anymore. So through trial and error, I've figured out a way that works for me. Hopefully it'll work for you, and I'll just go through this step by step to show you how to do this exactly. The first thing that you want to do is go to Hobby Lobby or go online and get this. It is Softflex beading wire, and you want to make sure to get the heavy version. It says as a test strength of 40 pounds if you see it in the bottom left corner there. And they sell this at Hobby Lobby, or you could probably buy it online. They have, let's see, it says softflexcompany.com. And it might be something you could buy on like Amazon or eBay or something like that. And secondly, you want to get some of this plastic. And then the next part I'm going to get into is exactly how to disassemble your vertical button master, which is pretty easy. I've actually taken the wire out of this one. As you can see already, I've already taken it out, and basically all you have to do is the first thing you want to do is on the end of this end right here, you see that notch that's already been removed, basically right here. You see I've already picked it open a couple of times. You want to take a flathead screwdriver and pop that off, and it's really easy to do if you, of course, have the right tools. Here's what it looks like with the cap taken off. It's got 4 screws underneath there, and if you see in there, it's basically got a diagram with some arrows, and if you see yours, it'll show exactly how you're supposed to wire it back in there. It's really easy. It just basically cross over from one screw to another, and you just basically use 2 screws for each wire. You don't use it on all 4, so when the wires come out back up through the tool, it's and I'll demonstrate this in a second. It's just 1 wire per 2 screws. And then after you do that, you unscrew this middle part right here, which you should be able to hand unscrew, and you basically pull it apart. What it looks like when you pull it apart, you pull this part out, and usually there is a wire in between here that you're going to pull out, and you go over to this part right here, and this top piece isn't connected anymore, so you can just pop this right off like that, and you just pull it apart so those 3 pieces are separate like that, and it makes it a lot easier to rewire, put your new wire up in there. And then the next part you want to do is cut off a piece of the Softflex that I showed you before, and you want to cut about, I would say, about 39 inches, between 38 and 39 inches. And then you're going to take some of this other I think this is Beading, larger Beading rubber. It's got a hole in the middle, and I'll put that in the description exactly what it is and where you can get it, so you can put that little gripper piece on there that I've already cut off and put on there. And the little gripper piece I cut off, I cut it at about 1.5 inches. You might want to go a little bit shorter than that. It just depends on your preference. And then you're going to, once you've got the wire cut at about 38 inches, and that's 38 inches doubled. So you see here I've got it doubled over the wire. I hope you can see it on this carpet. It's 38 inches doubled because the wire that goes in there, as you know, it's a loop, and it has to be doubled to go into the vertical button master. What I'm doing now is taking the opposite side of the 2 wires that I doubled over, 38 inches that I cut that was doubled over, and basically you just put it up into the tool here, and you just feed it in there, and you feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, feed it, keep feeding, and until you get up to the plastic part. keep going. And there's a little trick right here that a friend helped me out figure it out, is that, you know, this loop here, you want to know how big you want to keep it so it'll be the right size for your vertical buttons. And you know, there's a lot of buttons out there that are really wide on, like maybe Toyotas, older Toyotas or something like that. And basically the best thing to do is get a 20-ounce soda bottle and then fit the wire over the neck of the soda bottle. And that way, once you pull it from the opposite end, the wire, and make it taut whenever you're feeding it through the handle, then it'll be the perfect size. So you start pulling on that until it's taut, so it pulls on the soda bottle, and it'll be the perfect size that you want to use for your loop. I would say probably don't put it on your neck. Maybe I said that before, but put it on maybe on the outside lip right here so you can get it off easy once you tighten it on there. I'm going to feed the wire through the actual handle part. So inside the handle, you can see here there's a teeny little hole right there. And make sure you take off this other part right here. If you don't and you have it still in there, it's going to make it a lot harder to be able to feed the wire through. So take this part off and then take the two wires and feed it through there. And it can be a little bit of a pain because you got to get through that little hole. And then you place it through there and it's going to come out the other end there. And then once it comes out the other end, you are going to thread the handle back on there, and I would suggest hand threading it. Don't try to make it really tight because it can be, you know, quite hard to take it off unless you have a wrench if you tighten it really hard on there. And then once it comes up into this part up here, that's when you're going to take the top part and thread it through there. Now, as you can see, I've put the handle back together again. I've got the two wires. Hopefully you can see that coming out the top there. You see them? And then you're going to follow your little diagram on here. I hope you can see the little loops, the little arrow loops on here, and it shows you exactly how to do it. And I'm going to thread it up and come back here in a sec. Up back here, and as you can see, it sort of does a crisscross motion as the wire comes out of the handle. You want to just crisscross it on, you know, either the right or the left side, and you want to make sure that, you know, I said 38 inches. So the reason I said that, it's not the precise length, but you want some extra wire to work with, so you can hold the wire down while you're placing it underneath the screws and tying it down. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then you just get your little cap, and you can either tuck the wires in there or cut them off. It doesn't matter. And then you just pop that back on there, and you're good to go. You've got your little loop down there. It won't curl up from my experiences. I'd like to hear your feedback and see if this works for you.